Facebook Live, we have arrived. Let's get it in.
Conference muted. Conference recording started.
I want to thank everybody for chiming in. This is Watchman Yahudah Israel, known as Pastor Derek Mann, on the early What I Seek the Scripture Study and Prayer Line on this 8th day in April 2019. Donna, Aretha, Rita B, Big Mark, Cam, Neil, Mother Joyce, Al, Cole, Charvet, Nicole in the building. Hallelujah. Let's get ready to get it in, y'all. Let's go to Acts this morning. Let's see here. Okay, let's go to Acts 27 and 21. Let's start reading here. Look what it says. Acts 27:21. It says, but after long abstinence, Paul stood forth in the midst of them and said, sirs, you should have hearkened unto me and not have loosed from Crete, and to have gained this and to have gained this harm and loss. And now I exhort you to be of good cheer, for there shall be no loss of any man's life among you, but of the ship. For there stood by me this night the angel of Yah, whose I am, and whom I serve, saying, fear not, Shaul, thou must be brought before Caesar. And lo, Yah have given thee all them that sail with thee. Wherefore, sirs, be of good cheer, for I believe Yah, that it shall be even as it was told me. I'll roll with that for now, right? The Most High had let Paul know that he had need of testifying of the Most High to Caesar. And if you read, Acts 27 chapter, that whole piece is in there, right? But you got Paul, Shaul's his name, y'all. But Paul was on tour, or he the Most High was sending him to testify of him. And you look at the inconvenience, if you read more in Acts about that whole situation, right? He was going through a whole lot. He was going through a whole lot of opposition, a lot of inconvenience, just all kind of stuff, right? Now, approaching, salvation, having a relationship with the Most High, you could read this from your couch. You could study, Shaul and what he went through, from your couch, you know, drinking a smoothie, the heat in the house is just right, got you a nice sandwich and, beverage, you drinking a koala and eating bagels and cream with cream cheese, reading it from an outside standpoint. And that's what the word told us to study to show ourselves approved. So you're studying, you're learning the word, you got your nice little meal and you're studying, from the outside looking in. Get the information because you are on the outside looking in. Now what happens is it's supposed to motivate you. You're supposed to study the word from a standpoint of not just gathering information, but the information is supposed to be applicable to you. So in other words, you're looking at the fact that there's a call on Paul's life, right? There's a call on Paul's life, and he's fulfilling it. And then you're supposed to notice the inconvenience that he's going through willingly. He got an attitude of gratitude. He's going through the inconvenience to his personal agenda, to his humanity. Right? You're looking at the inconvenience. You might be conveniently studying about him in your new Bible, in your new Sefer, right? But that you're not gonna let that stop you. You're blessed enough to be in a comfortable setting, studying about him. But the application, what should be happening from you comfortably studying him, it should be gearing you up for your day-to-day operations of obeying him, walking in the call that's on your life, right? So here it is. He's going through it. The Most High had to tell him. He told these folks, don't sail right now. He's the one. He has to go to Rome, and the Most High gonna make sure he get there. But he told them don't sail. They didn't listen to him. They listened to some carnal. You know how folks don't respect Yah or the people of Yah, like, on that level. And the folks listened to the carnal advice. So then they ended up in a world of trouble on the water. Like life-threatening trouble. In fact, right here, when it said that after bus abstinence, they was talking about abstaining from food. Why? Because they didn't have none. they were throwing stuff overboard. They was trying to survive because the wind was off the chain. It looked real bad. Now, mind you, the Most High is telling them to be of good cheer because the Most High came to him. The angel of Yah came to him and told him everybody going to be all right. You're going to lose the ship, but everybody going to be all right. All the lives is going to be cool. Everybody going to make it to where they going. Right? When you work for the Most High, when there's a call on your life, when you're called according to His purpose, there's going to be opposition. It's going to look like it ain't going to work. It's going to look like it's a bad idea. Circumstances will exalt themselves to make it look like the Most High lied. But He didn't. And there we go with that ear again. Regardless of the circumstance. Regardless of what the doctors say. Regardless of what your finances say. Regardless of the hard-headed people around you trying to stop you. I don't care if it's your spouse. All the opposition Job's wife couldn't stop him. No matter what the opposition is around you, death couldn't stop the Messiah. We're faced with opposition when we belong to the Most High. Now, our attitude means a whole lot in this, though. Because though they didn't listen to Saul's advice and they went out anyway, then they suffered loss. He suffered the inconvenience, but he was purpose-driven. He has a purpose-driven life, and he was bought with a price. So what floats other folks' boat don't float his. It's not like when we get saved, we don't have desires and we don't like to have fun and all that. But that's not what we live for like that no more. Man on a mission, woman on a mission, knowing that all things work together for the good. For good to them that love Yah and is called according to his purpose, right? You got to love Yah in order to stick to this purpose, because what comes along with the purpose on your life is trouble, inconvenience. But the Most High will not suffer you to be tempted above that which you are able. When you have a purpose-driven life, when you're really bought with a price, it's a game changer. Let's see, like church stuff, religious stuff. Don't float your boat no more when you're really called by the Most High. You have a true mission. You're living it. People are able to see your good works and magnify your Father which is in heaven. And one of the best ways to see it is your willingness to go through or without for Yah. Word said, don't suffer as an evildoer. You have a purpose on your life, and you're purpose driven, and that's to obey Yah, to fulfill his will. That's your goal. You want to fulfill his will. That's your goal. And you're willing to overcome any opposition that comes against you, trying to stop you from doing his will. Now, along the way, the Most High, because Paul already knew, prior to this, Paul already knew he had need to go to Rome. But because of who he was traveling with, didn't care about the things of Yah, didn't care about the advice that comes from Yah, they caused more trouble. And it was enough trouble for the Most High to have to send Paul a word to let him know, no, it's still good. I got you. You gonna make it. And then he told the other folks, be of good cheer. You're hungry right now, but be of good cheer. You're suffering loss right now, but be of good cheer, because the real purpose is fulfilled. And because of the real assignment, the real purpose of Yah, everyone is involved right now is gonna make it. Yeah, and it got ugly. Let me try to find this right quick. There's so much here. Okay, when they were cutting stuff off, right? Anyway, since I can't find it like right now, I'll just say it, right? But what ended up happening is some folks was gonna jump overboard. They were near land, and they was gonna jump overboard and try to swim for it, try to make it. And Saul let them know, except you abide in the ship, you ain't gonna survive. Except you abide in the ship, you're not going to survive. And we got to know that. We got to get that, because some folks try to swim alone. And look, we're in the dispensation or a time frame when Israel is waking up to find out who they are, which is causing a rift, and of course it's going to, especially when you find out who Israel really is, and when folks find out they're the people that you've been, harassing, pulling over, shooting in the head, putting in zoos, hanging from trees, and are being marketed as the scum of the earth. There's a big drug epidemic going on in suburbia right now, and it's like it's a man. It's terrible. The many lives and how many folks on dope, but because it's not the Negro, you don't hear about it on the news. I've even worked on a program to help fight against that drug epidemic, but it's not marketed. They got to keep that image, that supremacy. So they're being marketed because when it was crack and all that they put in our neighborhoods, it's marketed, and there's a war on drugs. But now that it's the opiates hitting them, you don't go to jail, you go to treatment, and they got all kind of systems, and they're not marketing them, and they're not going to jail. They're not marketing them all over. So the marketing of who Israel is, Israel looks real bad right now, and so there's a lot of information being dispersed right now because Israel is waking up. In the process of them waking up, everyone will get them, a Twitter and a Facebook and a YouTube channel, and they all become self-appointed, watchmen and pastors, and which is a part of a process of waking up. It's not the complete waking up. It's a process. Again, in Ezekiel 37, they're waking up, and the sinews, the body parts is coming together, but the breath of Yah is not in them like they think it is, right? They think they have the Ruah on the level of, being the leaders that they think they are right now. I'm not hating. I don't want them to get too mad at me for saying that, but it is what it is. But that's why they still cussing and acting a fool, because they're still carnal, right? But my point being that you got folks that's jumping overboard, even those that do have the Ruah. Their awakening wasn't finding out the physical. You have a demographic of people who awakening was spiritual. So they understand love. They understand forgiveness. Those that got the Ruah understand Yah on a spiritual level. The ones that was not awakened towards Yah, from a spiritual standpoint, they're upset about the lies. They're upset about, the bloodline. They're upset about the land. They're upset about carnal, which is cool. That's a part of the process of waking up. And then they got to go full circle. And now that they know who they are physically, then they have to eventually wake up spiritually so they can know Yah, because Yah is a Heva. Yah is love. And so, to this story, he said, except you abide in the ship, you're not going to survive. He has an ecclesia, and he has structure, and you got to abide in the ship. Folks, the word will come and offend you. The wash machine process, there's authority, there's leadership. Just a shadow and type of that leadership is Moses. He was a leader. And when they start trying to overthrow him, Yah killed him because he's proven leadership. Then he appointed elders. I think it was 72 of them, but because it's leadership, it's structure to the things of Yah. And except you abide in that structure, you're just religious. So he's telling them, no, don't jump overboard. Except you abide in the ship, you're not going to survive. And we got to get that. So not only is there structure with him, but we can't study from a comfortable couch position to give birth to a comfortable couch salvation. This is a roll your sleeves up, take up your struos, your so-called cross, and follow him. Because now your purpose is his. His purpose isn't yours. All things work together for the good of them that love Yah and is called according to his purpose. There's a call on your life. There's a call on your life. And you should be living it. You should be off the mattress, out the strip club, off the drugs, and living his purpose. Your speech should be seasoned with what they call grace, as opposed to allowing filthy communications to come out of your mouth. And you're willing to undergo the inconvenience that comes along with a cleaner attitude, a Yali lifestyle. The inconvenience, yeah, it's an inconvenience in the world we living in to call a spade, to say that homosexuality is wrong. Oh, leave them alone. God is love. Go on with that false doctrine. You just don't want to. You just don't want the pressure. The devil is supplying pressure to cause people to conform. But those that belong to Yah is going against this untoward generation. I'm not with this generation. I'm going to stand with truth. I'm going to live truth. And I must need go to Rome. If Yah say you going to Rome, you going to Rome. I don't care who don't like it. I don't care what authority, what position they got, how many guns they got, no matter what they got. Whatever the threat is, there's a threat going on with him getting to Rome. But Yah say, oh, you going? No weapon formed against you going to prosper because you going. I don't care what the devil say. But are you willing to go through the inconvenience? Don't jump ship. Are you willing to grit your teeth and go through having faith in the Most High, no matter what it looked like? Folks quit. Oh, well, I still have need to go to Rome. I'm going to fulfill the call on my life, and I'm going to undergo whatever opposition that comes, whatever's thrown at me, whatever happens, whoever leave me, whoever don't like me. I have needs to go to Rome. I have need to preach truth. I have need to preach the gospel the way it's supposed to be preached. Can't get up involved in the circus, in the show. Can't join the concert. Yeah, Judah can sing. Can't join the concert to the point that you forsake truth. Can't get involved with the denomination. Ain't no, y'all didn't start no denomination, and whatever you start that he didn't start, it's in vain. In fact, it's going to cause problems for you. And had the ship folk listened to Saul, they wouldn't have suffered this. He still was going wrong, but they had to go through some stuff. Look what it say. Look. I'm still looking for it, kinda, because I got to teach right now, but they're taking up anchors. Okay, I'm gonna go to another translation. All right, look at this, 39th verse. And when daylight came, they did not recognize the land, but they saw a bay with a sandy beach, where they decided to run the ship around if they could. Cutting loose the anchors, they left them in the sea, and at the same time united the ropes that held the rudders. Then they hoisted the foresail to the wind and made for the beach. But the ship struck a sandbar and ran aground, and the boat stuck fast and would not move, and the stern was broken to pieces by the pounding of the surf. And the soldiers planned to kill the prisoners to prevent any of them from swimming away and escaping. But the centurion wanted to spare Paul's life and keep them from carrying out their plan. He ordered those who could swim to jump overboard first and get to land, and the rest were to get there on a plank or on other pieces of ship. In this way, everyone reached the land safety. So, even though the Most High has spoken, said everybody gonna make it, carnal folks don't get that. So they were planning on killing the prisoners. You know, Yah wasn't gonna let that happen to Shaul, right? But neither was he gonna allow it to happen to the other ones, because he already spoke. He let us all know we're not gonna lose nobody. He told these people that. But when you're carnal, the word don't work on you like that. When you're carnal, you're going to seek to save your life. Even though the word told you he to seek to save his life, going to lose it. If you're trying to hold on to stuff, hold on to people, in spite of what Yah say, you're going to lose it. But carnal mind ain't gonna conceive that. They're not going to, they're going to keep chasing him or her. They're going to keep chasing it. They're not going to let stuff go. They're not going to become faithful. A lot of folks is not going to be willing to go through what it takes to be saved. They're just not going to do it. And that's sad. That's why the word teaches, my sheep, my children hear my voice. They hear and adhere. They do it. They're gonna live it. And you got to make sure you one of his sheep. The true word has a way of snatching you from religion. It's the truth, y'all. The true metamorphosis process happens. And then you switch your loyalty from denominations and camps and churches. You switch your loyalty to a religious structure to having a true relationship with the Most High. You then switch from being the cigarette smoking, cussing Christian to a true worshiper. Because it's time for those that really belong to Yah to worship him in ruah and in truth, in spirit and in truth. Not just having a form of it. You're switching from that to the real thing. And it's a process. It's a redundant reminder. That's why I say not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together as the manner of some is. And there's no new gospel. We're supposed to repeatedly assemble. And so much the more as you see the day approaching. The closer and closer we get to the finish line, we're supposed to assemble more. Well, since we're assembling so much, then we have to be creative in our speaking and come up with stuff to entertain folks. No. This is a reminder. He telling us to meditate in his word both day and night so you can be like that tree planted by the rivers of water. It's a redundant reminder because our evil nature is a redundant reminder of sin. And the flesh is lust against the spirit and the spirit against the flesh. These are contrary to one to another. So you can't do what you want to do. And you have to be reminded of that. You have to be reminded. Today you hear his voice. Today you should hear his voice as a reminder. He came to Saul as a reminder on the ship because of the opposition. He needed to remind him of something that was already said and planned out before he got on the ship. Then he wasn't the captain of that ship. Just like we're not the prince of the air. We're in the world, but we're not of the world. The devil is running and influencing things. But we belong to Yah, and he can mess some stuff up. He can take us in a direction that we know we shouldn't go. I'm not saying influence our lives to have us going against Yah. I'm saying he calls his opposite. He calls his children to do stuff to us, to cause inconvenience to us, to threaten us. And we're not responsible for that. But we know one thing, that Yah will not suffer us, will not allow us to be tempted above that which we are able. For with the temptation, make a way of escape that we might be able to bear. And so everyone made it to land Just like Yah said, even though they made the wrong decision against Yah's advice. He told them what not to do via Paul. And they didn't listen. So they suffered loss. They went through all kind of stuff. But he said all lives is going to be saved. Them centurions didn't hear that. They carnal. They finna kill everybody. Because they faithless. They're worldly minded. They see, they're going to respond by what they see, what they smell, what it tastes like, what they hear, how they feel. Carnal. But those that belong to the Most High don't move like carnal folks move. We move different. We don't move by the financial piece. We don't move by what we see, how it smells, how it tastes, what we hear, and how we feel. We move being led by His Spirit. We do what's right, even though we're surrounded in wrong. It's the truth anyhow. The Most High let him know you got to go to Rome. So he going from court date to court date on some kangaroo court type stuff. They framing him and lying on him and everything. But Yah was being talked about. Yah was being exalted, irregardless of the inconvenience that Paul was going through. Paul was going through it. And when you're carnal, you only thing you can see is the wrong being done to you. But if you switch agendas and appreciate what's being right done for Yah, for the Creator, you're more interested in His will being done. Not my will, but Thy will be done. You might have cussed me out and lied on me. To Yah be what they call the glory, the Kabbah. We're not about our pride anymore. We're not about our floss mode anymore. We're not about our agenda. We're not focused on our loneliness and what we got going. We can't just study the word from a comfortable couch and not. We can study him from the comfortable couch, but not looking for a comfortable couch salvation. You could be on a pillow top mattress, or you could be on one of them little hard twin bed, them little $4 mattresses where you feel the springs in your back, studying the word. Whatever position, you could be in a mansion or homeless, studying the word. Whatever position you're studying in, you should be being prepared for the inconvenience that comes along with living righteously, living Yahweh. It's opposition. And if you read this whole chapter, you're going to see a whole bunch of opposition that he willingly went through. And he came out with the victory. But what does the victory look like to you? Because some people will go back and talk about the trip from hell. And some people look at it like Yah was magnified. I made it to Rome. And I did what Yah called me to do. Hallelujah. I did the will. Many are called, but few are chosen. I'm a chosen. Because regardless of the inconvenience and the trouble, regardless of all that, I made it. I made it. I made it because he made it. His will was done. And not mine. How many of y'all feel that way? Not my will, but thy will be done. How many of y'all feel like that? Hallelujah. You feel like that? Me too. I feel like that. Let's pray. Spirit of the Most High, we love you and thank you for this opportunity to come before you. We know how. Gleaning in your word, needing you, trusting you, casting our cares upon you, knowing that you care. We know that you care. It get a little foggy and crazy around here, but As long as you're being magnified. See, if we first seek the kingdom and his righteousness, all this other stuff, secondary. And he going to add it. He going to take care of his children. Are we willing to take care of his business? And I pray the answer is yes. In Yahushua's name, we humbly pray, hallelujah, and amen. Thanks for chiming in and hanging out. If you got any spiritual nourishment out of the word and feel that somebody else might get some out of it as well, feel free to push the share button, and hopefully the word will bless somebody else. If you want to sow into the ministry, what was it? It was money sign. Go to the Cash App, right? And put in the money sign, Yahudah, Yahua. Yeah. Money sign, Yahudah. That's Yahua. Don't put that last H on there, because it's not going to come to the ministry if you put that last H on there. It's money sign Yahua. That's it. And if y'all want to talk about the word, hang out and talk about the word, let's do that. All you got to do is dial 302-202-1102, extension 815648. Again, 302-202-1102, extension 815648. In closing, just making it plain, I'm trying to help someone be saved for real, right? So I'm not like on this heavy hermeneutics and, structuring lessons, because I'm not your entertainer. That's not my goal. My goal is to be led by the Ruah and tell you the truth and dispel false doctrine and the false perception of the Most High. That ain't true. That's what I'm here for. The redundancy of truth, so the Ruah can help, so the Ruah can keep your flesh in check. So it's a redundancy in assembling, redundancy in meditating in his word, that you may prove that which is good and acceptable in the perfect will of Yah. Y'all be Baruch and Braka Shalom. I'm gone.